Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome to Free Beat, where I post new music-related content every single day. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, let's get started. Today I've got the Teenage Engineering OPZ right here in front of me. This guy does it all. It's a sequencer, a arranger, a synthesizer, a sampler. It's a DMX lighting controller. It's a Unity graphics engine controller. It does a lot. You'll also notice it doesn't have a screen. So when you combine the fact that it does so much with the fact that it doesn't have a screen, it gets pretty confusing. So today I wanted to share with you guys my top 5 time-saving shortcuts that I use on the OPZ when I'm composing music. Let's get going. Number 1 is that the OPZ actually has a tap tempo feature that I haven't really seen people use. So let's say you have a tempo in your head and you just want to punch it in really quick and get to work. You can use the tap tempo feature to do that. It's also pretty easy to execute. We just want to hold down the metronome button and then simply tap any of the white keys down here at the tempo we want. So let's listen right now. The default blank pattern tempo is 120. What if we wanted faster than that without having to type anything in or punch anything like that? So we hold metronome, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and now let's hit play. There we go. And then what if we want to know what tempo that exactly is? Well, we can hold down the metronome button, and we can see the 1 lit up, and then the 7, and then the 2. So we're at 172 beats per minute. My second shortcut is how to copy a pattern. So this might be a little basic for some folks, but I've actually gotten a couple of requests on how to do this. So we're going to draw up a pattern real quick. Let's put a bass drum on 1, on 2, on 3, and on 4. Let's bring our tempo back down. Let's use tap tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Let's get a snare drum. Pitch that up. There we go. That's good. We'll put that on 2 and on 4. Let's get some hi-hats. And let's turn the metronome down. There we go. Pretty simple pattern. So if we hold down the project button, we can see we're on project 3 in pattern 1. Each of these 16 steps correlate to a pattern when we're holding down project. So what if we want to start working on pattern 2, but we want to copy that drum pattern over and expand on it? Well, all we have to do, hold down project, make sure that we are actually selecting pattern 1 right now, hit the shift button once. Now we just want to select the pattern we want to paste to. So in this case, pattern 2. So you can really think of it as holding down project, pressing shift once copies the pattern, then clicking where you want to paste it, just pastes it. So now we've got a pattern here, and we've also got a pattern here. Pretty simple. So we can actually take this one step further. So let's put a bass line in on pattern 2 here. I don't know, I'll just play something. All right, this is basically Peter Gunn, I think. But anyway, what if we want to start working in pattern 3, but we only want to take the bass line and not the drums from pattern 2? So we can actually copy a specific track. So again, let's make sure, yep, we're on the bass track. We're going to hold project down, make sure we're on pattern 2, because that's where we're getting the bass track from. We're going to press shift 1, 2, 3 times. And now the bass track is flashing along with the track button to let us know that we've copied the bass track, still holding project. Let's click pattern 3. And now in pattern 3, it's just the bass track. That's a very handy one. I use these 2 copy and paste features all the time. So let's move on to shortcut number 3, which is chaining patterns, and more importantly, storing pattern chains. So let's use the 3 patterns that we came up with in shortcut number 2. So let's go back to the first one. We'll call this our intro. There's our second one. And then here's our third one in just a second. So go back to pattern 1 here. So that's fine and dandy. You can play a whole song like that, just switching between patterns. But what if you wanted to punch in all of your pattern switches before the song even started? Well, you can totally do that. Hold down project, tap the play button. You'll see it flashing. Now just select which patterns you want to chain in which order. And you can select the same pattern twice. So let's do our intro, pattern 1 twice, pattern 2 twice, and pattern 3 twice. Then let go and press play. So here's pattern 1 once, twice, pattern 2 once, twice. Here comes pattern 3, pattern 3 once, pattern 3 twice. Now it'll start again. So that's cool. A lot of folks know you can do that, but one thing that I don't see a lot of people talking about is you can actually store these pattern chains so you can call them up very easily. The way you do that is with your pattern chain still set, hold down Project, and then select any of the white keys down here. Let's just pick this one here. Hold it down. You'll see the progress indicators, meaning that it's writing it. And now when we hold Project, we have this chain right here. So now, no matter what happens, whenever we press this, it's going to play the first one twice, second one twice, third one twice. So let's make a different chain real quick just to iterate this point. So we'll hold Project, press play. Let's do the third pattern once, the intro once, and then the second pattern twice. And then we'll release it so it stores that pattern chain. Let's hold Project again. Let's store it into this second slot right here. So we hold it down. So now we have two different chains. So when this one starts, it's pattern 3, then pattern 1, then pattern 2. Now let's press this button. And all of a sudden, we're on pattern chain 1. How cool is that? You can use this feature to increase the length of your songs by a lot, especially if you've got different arrangements that you want to use in different settings. Variations on the same song. You can pull it up and switch them on the fly. It's super easy. Time for shortcut number 4, which has to do with the mixer up here. So the second button is the mixer. We hold it down, and you can see that all 16 of our tracks light up. So let's select pattern 2, because that one has the drums and the bass. Now, what we're going to do, now we're going to hold mixer, and you can see all 16 tracks light up. Now if we press on like the bass, it's going to cut out the bass. Makes sense, right? Bring it back. Cut out the snare drum. Cut out the hi-hat. Just waiting for Lady Gaga to come in here and start singing over that. Take that out. Take that out. Super easy. You can do that with any of the tracks. But what a lot of folks don't realize is that you can actually store these. I call them mute groups, but they're basically like mixer groups. You can save them as kind of presets on here. So when we hold the mixer button, we'll see that number 1 lights up. That means that that's mixer preset number 1. So let's go ahead and take the snare and the hi-hat out and listen to that. So now if we hold down the mixer button and press number 2, we'll see that they came back. So we can have different settings, up to 10 different presets, on the numbered keys there, the black keys, of mixer settings. So you can really mess with just one pattern in an extreme amount. So there I took out all the drums. And you can switch between these on the fly. And then we'll do number 3, which will just be full. I'm using this feature a lot when I'm composing my drum tracks because I'll drop stuff in and out all over the place, especially if I plan on playing it on the real drums later or the electric kit. You can see people using this on YouTube for live performance, and some of the stuff you can do is just absolutely amazing. You can have one pattern feel like an entire song because you keep dropping tracks in and out, and it's just a very, very powerful feature. I love using the mixer on the OPZ. All right, let's move on to the final shortcut of this video, shortcut number 5. And this is less of a time saver as it is more of a what to do when you're lacking inspiration. So let's keep jamming on this track. We're in C minor. Let's go to the chord track here. So the OPZ can actually randomize every single parameter of a synth engine for you automatically. So let's play this C minor chord here. That's nice, but what if we wanted to change it up but we didn't know what we wanted? So we can hold the track button. We're on synth engine number 1 here, and all we have to do is actually hold the track button and then tap the record button, and it'll randomize everything. Do it again. You can do it as many times as you want. And you can actually mess with all the parameters, of course, because it's just basically shuffling them around. So if we hold track, we can see that this track is monophonic. We can hold the track button, set it to polyphonic. And that's a pretty cool sound it's actually dreamt up for us. So as you can see, that's a very, very powerful tool. It works on any of the tracks. It even works on like the drum tracks. It'll really mess with the parameters. Super fun to like go to your hi-hat track and have every step be a different randomized, preset. It's very fun, very cool. You can do some really creative stuff on here. And don't forget, on the percussion tracks, one of the parameters is actually reversing the sound. Sometimes it'll do that. It's very neat. So there you guys have it, 5 time-saving shortcuts that I use on the OPZ to really speed up my workflow and make it a much more enjoyable experience. If you guys learned something in this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If not, you can give it a thumbs down too. That's okay, doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try harder next time. Either way, be sure to click that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. We are on a tear towards 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.